First up, we have Germany. Germany, the efficient, reliable, sausage-loving engine of Europe, the country that always had its act together. Well, it seems even the mighty have fallen. Remember when Russia turned off the gas tap? Turns out relying on cheap Russian gas and shutting down nuclear plants wasn't smart. Imagine investing in Betamax while everyone else bought VHS. Germany addressed its labor shortage with immigration. Immigration requires careful planning and integration. Germany's automotive sector is struggling to adapt to electric vehicles. Next up, we sail on over to the Netherlands, a country so flat you can see your own reflection in the horizon. Now, the Dutch are known for their tulips, windmills, and a certain liberal attitude towards certain recreational activities. But what they're not known for is their rapidly shrinking living space. With a population pushing 18 million and a whopping 27% being immigrants, the Netherlands is starting to resemble a clown car bursting at the seams. Imagine trying to find an affordable apartment in a city where the housing market is tighter than a pair of skinny jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. While immigrants do contribute significantly to key sectors like agriculture and healthcare, the rapid influx has also led to rising tensions over job competition and cultural integration. The Netherlands, a country that seems to be perpetually battling back the sea, now faces the challenge of keeping its head above water in a different sense. When you think of Ireland, you imagine rolling green hills, Guinness, and charming accents. But there's a housing crisis brewing hotter than a pot of Irish stew. With a population topping 7.2 million, affordable housing is scarce. Strict planning regulations and rising costs make building new homes difficult. Many young Irish are leaving, seeking more affordable pastures. Chapter 4. Belgium, can a country divided stand? Ah, Belgium, land of waffles, fries, and a political system so convoluted it makes a Rubik's Cube look like a child's toy. You see, Belgium is divided into two main linguistic regions: Flanders, where they speak Dutch and prefer their fries with mayonnaise, and Wallonia, where they speak French and consider dipping fries in anything other than ketchup to be a culinary crime against humanity. These two regions have about as much in common as a lion and a gazelle, and their constant bickering makes it nearly impossible to get anything done on a national level. Adding fuel to the fire is the fact that Belgium is facing some serious economic challenges. Inequality is rising faster than the price of Belgian chocolate. Public debt is higher than a Belgian's tolerance for bad beer, and the government seems about as effective at solving problems as a chocolate teapot is at holding tea. Chapter 5. United Kingdom, from Great Britain to just Britain. Ah, the United Kingdom, once the undisputed ruler of the waves, now more like a soggy biscuit bobbing along in a sea of its own making. The cost of living crisis is making everyone poorer than a church mouse at a vicar's tea party. Inflation is so high, even the Queen's corgis are demanding a raise in their kibble allowance. And let's not forget the political turmoil that's been brewing since Brexit, an event so divisive it makes a family argument over who gets the last Yorkshire pudding look like a friendly debate. The United Kingdom, once a beacon of stability and prosperity, is now facing an uncertain future. Chapter 6. Portugal, fading beauty or future ghost coast. Next, we travel to Portugal, a country known for its stunning coastline, delicious pastries, and an economy that's about as stable as a house of cards in a hurricane. Portugal, once a major player on the world stage, is now facing a demographic crisis that's making its future look as bleak as a rainy day in Lisbon. The population has stagnated, with the birth rate dropping faster than a tourist trying to pronounce obrigado after a few glasses of port wine. Young professionals, tired of scraping by on low wages and even lower prospects, are fleeing the country faster than you can say Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a classic case of brain drain, leaving Portugal with a shrinking workforce and a growing number of retirees who are starting to wonder who's going to pay for their pensions. Portugal, with its rich history and beautiful scenery, is at a crossroads. Chapter 7. France, the art of protest in the face of stagnation. Ah, France, the land of romance, fine dining, and a seemingly endless supply of berets. But beneath the chic exterior lies a country grappling with social unrest and an economy stuck in second gear. The population is pushing 68.4 million, but it seems like half of them are out in the streets protesting something. Economic inequality is rampant, with the gap between the haves and the have-nots widening faster than a croissant in a hot oven. Pension reforms, designed to keep the system from collapsing faster than a soufflé, have been met with the fury of 1,000 angry bakers. France, the country that gave the world the Enlightenment, is now facing a crisis of its own. Chapter 8. Greece. From cradle of democracy to debtor in distress. Let's talk about Greece, the land of ancient ruins, beautiful islands, and an economy that's been on life support since the 2008 financial crisis. Remember that whole Greece is the word thing? Well, these days the word is more likely to be austerity, debt, and can someone please just buy us a gyro? Unemployment is higher than the Acropolis, particularly among young people, who are fleeing the country faster than Zeus chasing a nymph. It's a classic case of brain drain, leaving Greece with a dwindling workforce and a growing sense of despair. The tourism industry, once a reliable source of income, is struggling to stay afloat, as visitors are scared off by the constant threat of economic collapse. Greece, the birthplace of democracy, is facing a challenge as daunting as any faced by its ancient heroes. Chapter 9. Spain, sun, sangria, and systemic issues. Spain, the land of flamenco, paella, and siestas so long they make a sloth look like it has ADHD, is facing a crisis hotter than a jalapeno on a summer day in Seville. With a population of over 48 million, Spain is struggling to keep its head above water in a sea of economic stagnation and political turmoil. Unemployment, particularly among young people, is higher than the Pyrenees, leaving an entire generation feeling like they're stuck in a never-ending siesta but without the nap. The housing crisis is enough to make you want to live in a bullfighting ring, because at least there you'd have some space to yourself. Property prices are skyrocketing faster than a matador's blood pressure during a bullfight, while wages remain as stagnant as a puddle of gazpacho in the midday sun. Spain, a country known for its vibrant culture and laid-back lifestyle, is facing a future that's anything but relaxed. Chapter 10. Italy. From Roman Empire to retirement home. Italy, the land of pizza, pasta, and a government that changes more often than fashion trends in Milan. Facing a demographic time bomb ticking louder than a Vespa engine in Rome. The population is shrinking faster than a gelato on a hot summer day. Few babies are born, and young Italians are fleeing the country. Italy seems destined to become one giant retirement home. The only growth industry is denture adhesive. Young Italians are fleeing faster than you can say arrivederci. Heading to places where the job market is hotter than a Neapolitan pizza oven, prospects for the future are brighter than a plate of spaghetti alle vongole. Italy, the country that gave the world Caesar, Michelangelo, and Sophia Loren, is facing a future that's uncertain at best. Outro, the future of Europe, adapt or perish. So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of Europe's fastest collapsing countries. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? These once mighty nations now grappling with a perfect storm of economic, demographic, and social challenges. It's enough to make you wonder, what's next for Europe? Will they be able to turn things around? Or are they destined to become a cautionary tale of what happens when complacency and short-sightedness take hold? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the future of Europe depends on their ability to adapt to a rapidly changing world. And if they don't, well, let's just say, it's not going to be pretty.